Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Kazi here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. This is the week of San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest comic convention ever. So this week I have to start with Dark Horse Comics because the only reason I go to Comic-Con is to see the creator of this guy. This is Groo the Wanderer. This is your first issue of the latest Groo series by the all-time great Sergio Aragones and Mark Evanier. I go to Comic-Con to see these guys do quick draws. Sergio is the funniest guy on the planet. And this book, Groo, is a long-time title that's been running for decades. Puts money in the bank, keeps him on tour. You might know him from Mad Magazine, but us comic guys love him for a lot of other things. We love Sergio. Very excited to go see him this weekend. I also go to Comic-Con to see Mike Mignola, creator of the BPRD, and Hellboy, and Lobster Johnson, and Abe Sapien, and all those other great guys. I also go to Comic-Con to see Joss Whedon, the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and lots of other fun, cool stuff. You're probably headed down there to see Joss Whedon as well. Everybody loves that guy. I also go there to see Stan Sakai, creator of the all-time great Usagi Yojimbo. I don't give enough time to Dark Horse and all of the all-time great creators that they have working for them. Some of the best books in comics, like Dark Horse Presents. You're always saying, if you're looking for something new, something different, grab a copy of Dark Horse Presents. Check out some short stories by some of the top talent in comics. Going to see all these guys down there. It's going to be lots of fun. San Diego is the #1 place to see and meet creators and score great classic books like these. But in other new comic news, we've all been talking about a little thing called DC Rebirth. This is Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, Rebirth #1. Great to see the Birds of Prey back in comics. I'm a huge Huntress fan. Original Earth 2 Huntress, that is. So stoked to see all this back. And Hellblazer Rebirth, because y'all love some Constantine. So it's good to see him keeping his title, going in the Rebirth verse. But there's lots of other stuff too, like Justice League #1. Super awesome. Or Batman, one of the biggest books in comics. Been loving these Tim Sale covers. Superman, also another huge book these days. Some of the biggest books DC has out this week, like Green Lanterns or Green Arrow. Everybody loved the Green Arrow Rebirth stuff. This book is red hot right now, so if this is one you've been passing up, you're missing out. So grab that Rebirth reprint, catch up to this week's #3, like Aquaman #3. Another book that might be flying under your radar, but this one's taken off really well too. Also happy to see Aquaman keeping his title in this Rebirth universe because he's awesome. New Suicide Squad keeps right on rolling with the previous series. Your Suicide Squad Rebirth is right around the corner. Legends of Tomorrow is a supersized $7.99 big old book with lots of your B guys like the Metal Man. Love me some Metal Man. Injustice is your out of continuity video game tie-in book. Also the trade paperback out this week. Scooby Apocalypse from the Hanna-Barbera relaunch that DC is masterminding these days. This book is selling out each and every issue, so get this on your subscription list. Make sure you pick one of these up today. Super cool stuff. Lucifer is your Vertigo book of the week, but Astro City is my Vertigo book of the week because I love me some Astro City. Huge fan of this book, have been for a long time. Probably, at least for a long time, is one of the best superhero books out there. Speaking of superhero books, how about some Civil War talk? Got 6 Civil War II books this week, like All New Wolverine. This is one of my favorite Marvel titles these days. I didn't give it much of a chance when it first started out, to be real honest. I'm not a big X guy, but the book's been a lot of fun. Almost makes you not miss the original Wolverine. Nova. Patsy Walker Hellcat, another favorite of mine these days. Squadron Supreme. Ultimates. Another one of the big books Marvel has these days. Black Panther's in that one. And Spider-Man with Miles Morales rounds out your Civil War 2 books. Lots of Civil War action. We still got a couple copies of Civil War 2 number 3. I don't want to tell you what happens in that one, but you probably want to check it out. Spider-Man Deadpool, the team-up book of the year. And speaking of Deadpool, Deadpool Mercs for Money number 1 starts another new series from those guys. Lots of other Marvel news though, like A-Force or Astonishing X-Men. Or I'm sorry, Astonishing Ant-Man. Astonishing X-Men was something very different. See, I do have Joss Whedon on the mind. All New Inhumans. Looking pretty Weapon X-ish right there. And Black Widow. It's another one of my favorite Marvel books. This one might be flying under your radar, but it's been really super cool. Natasha's in over her head these days, so grab that first issue and catch up to this week's number 5, see what that's all about. Guardians of Infinity is your Guardians of the Galaxy book of the week. And Nighthawk is your dark side of the Marvel stuff for the week. Thunderbolts and Contest of Champions rounds out your Marvel stuff. Always a big week for these Marvel guys. They got a lot of titles on the docket. This is your last issue of Contest of Champions. You can read more about that one in our newsletter. That one's been lots of fun. Star Wars. Maybe you've heard of it. That's your latest issue of the main title. And this is Darth Vader number 23. Latest issue of the other ongoing. Great stuff from the Star Wars guys these days. Not a big week for the Image camp, but Ed Brubaker is one of my favorite guys, so I'm definitely checking out Velvet. He's another reason I'm going to Comic-Con. And Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland is probably your Image book of the week. No, I'm not showing you the other cover on this video. In the indie stuff, one of the ones I'm definitely excited about is this guy. This is Betty and Veronica number 1. Been talking about Archie and Jughead and the, I don't know what the word is, modernization of the Archie crowd, taking it into the more, I don't want to say mature reader, but older audience, shall we say. They've been doing a great job with all this stuff. Afterlife with Archie and Sabrina is really awesome. Archie and Jughead has been great. So make sure you pick up Betty and Veronica and see what all the hubbub's about. Lords of the Jungle. A lot of talk about Tarzan these days. You know, I'm a big Burroughs fan. Like me some John Carter, so I'm all about this Tarzan bandwagon. Faith is your Valiant book of the week. First issue of the new ongoing from those guys. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. And The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is your Boom Studios book of the week. Because, well, you 90s kids are all grown up now and you can buy your own comics. Not a big week for the all ages. Already talked about Gru. This is Simpsons comics. You know, I'm loving the job that Bongo does with their stuff. Just as awesome as the shows. Simpsons, Bart Simpson, Futurama. Great stuff. Cool cover there too. Last but definitely not least, I want to mention this guy. This is the Overstreet Price Guide. Everybody's always asking me a million questions. What is my Peter Porker the Spectacular Spider-Ham number 1 worth? Well, the Overstreet Price Guide lists every book ever published, ever printed in America, lists different prices for different grades. You can look up every single book you have by grade, all sorts of great stuff going on in the Overstreet Price Guide. This book can turn you into a comic book guy like me. Everything you need to know about comics is in the Overstreet Price Guide. Pick this up. It's worth the, $29.95. Like I say, chock full of great information. And it's lots and lots of fun. Tells you all about keys, tells you all about everything. Can't emphasize enough the importance of having a good copy of the Overstreet Price Guide. Brand new out today. Pick one up before you head down to Comic-Con so nobody can jack you on the prices of the old books. Great stuff. Can't recommend them enough. Lots and lots of fun stuff this week, so make sure you check those shipping lists. Get down to your local shop. Pick up something super awesome. Want to thank everybody that came out to our Black Hat Comics Rockin' Milpitas pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con, especially Liam Sharp and Mick Gray, the 2 artists that we featured at the DC panel. We had a really great time. We hope you had as much fun as we did. We're now here in our forever home, so if you missed out on the event, make sure you get down to the shop and check it out because, well, it's kind of awesome if I say so myself. We're off to San Diego, so make sure you keep up with the Facebook page to see more of these wacky videos as we bring you updates from the biggest show on earth. And then we'll be back. Make sure you get back next week to check out all the cool books and all the cool swag that we're going to bring back with us. Lots of fun down in San Diego. That's all I got for you for this week. You can check us out at blackhatcomics.biz, check us out at Facebook, check out our cool YouTube channel, or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.